Biology or financial literacy? What is more important for the youth to graduate today? Well, biology has been taught since the late 1800s and has been a high school requirement since then. Financial literacy for most will never receive a financial education in school. Even states that do mandate financial literacy education get less than 25 hours of training. That equates to about going to work Monday, Tuesday, and part of Wednesday, and that's it. That's all the financial literacy education they'll get. Whereas biology, students are required to take 1 full year of biology. It's a big difference. But what would impact students' lives more? Knowing about biology or personal finance? Well, let's look at the usability of the topic and the subject matter. Now, right now, about 12% of people need to have some biology knowledge, 12-15%. And those are people in your medical space, or your nurses, your doctors, probably even pharmacists. You also have your scientists and so forth that are doing things there. So that represents 12 to 13% of the country, according to the Bureau of Labor Statistics. And there might be some outliers in some niche industries that don't make up a big percentage, but let's say 13% of people need an understanding of biology to earn an income here today. Versus financial literacy, 100% of students need that. It benefits 100% of the class. So if I'm teaching a biology class, 87% of the kids in there will never need it. They'll never use it. It has benefits their lives in 0 ways. Whereas if I teach a personal finance class, 100% of the students are benefiting. That alone, I think, makes personal finance a much more important topic to teach. But let's get into a few other reasons why this is important too. Let's jump into learning loss. For most people, they're going to forget what they learned in biology pretty quickly right after high school. Even before high school, if they're taking it the sophomore year like I did. Leading up to this video, I took a basic biology test, 50 questions. I think I got 5 right, 4 or 5 right out of that. I remember nothing. Why? That's called learning loss. When you don't apply what you learned on a regular basis, that information is gone. It's a completely waste of time for learning that. Let me ask you a few questions on this test that I took, and let's see how well you do. And for you doctors, scientists, you may get that right. But for those of you that aren't, I want to see how well you do. So with binomial nomenclature in mind, what does humanist represent in the specific name Pediculus humanus? You had to know that in biology to pass. This is a basic biology test. What is that? A protozoan observed to be moving toward the direction of a nutrient source. What process is exhibited? If you graduated high school, you definitely probably took that test question. Let's do something easier. Robert believes that rotten meat gives rise to flies. What theory of evolution does he adhere to? The fact that I'm guessing most of you got none of those right. If you did, good job. You have a great memory, or you're in that space. That's a highlight of learning loss. The reason subjects like biology, chemistry, and these other subjects experience very high learning loss is because you can't apply that in everyday life. It's going to take a unique setting where you need to apply that. Where personal finance, learning loss is significantly less because they're able to apply what they learned in the near term. Right? So if I'm teaching high school sophomores and going through a car buying thing that's teaching them budgeting, credit, savings, and car payments and all those things, they're likely going to be able to apply that in the near term if they're considering a car purchase as a sophomore or junior, so that learning loss is significantly less. That's a big one. So learning loss is key. Also, outside application, besides the learning loss and the fact that financial literacy experience a lot less learning loss than some of these subjects where you know you'll never need it, outside of that, people have no reason to understand it in their daily life. Now, I enjoy watching Discovery Channel and things. I love learning those type of aspects, but it's going to really never benefit me. But they're forcing kids to learn things like, basically structure and function of cells. Does it really matter in your life? Do you think about that on a daily basis? Ecosystems and biomes, plant reproduction and growth. Does that really matter to you? It's kind of neat to watch a Discovery Channel, but has that made a difference in your life? Whereas Personal finance, knowing how to manage your credit, how to manage your money, how to save for investments, how to have an emergency fund, that has a direct benefit in your life, and everybody needs to know that. Right now, this second, you're either accruing money or losing money. You're accruing money for it from investments, or you're losing money from rent and electric payment. All these other expenses that are out there. So every moment of everyday financial education is impacting you. Finances are impacting you. Yes, with biology, it's impacting you, but you don't have control over these things. I would say if they would make biology more about how eating healthy, exercise, proper diet, proper mental state will help certain cell functions, biological functions that may offer a benefit that you're using every day, right? But just a random list of topics, that doesn't. The third problem, and the reason I think financial education should replace biology, and biology should be made an elective for those scientists, for those doctors, that should still be in there and available, but it should be an elective for those that need it. The third reason is they're teaching some controversial subjects. I reviewed 8 different syllabuses or lesson plans for biology, and each one had Darwin's theory of evolution, right? And when it comes to public schools, I think they should always respect people's religious beliefs. And I know with several religions that I'm aware of, that does not align with their beliefs. And there's so many other things they could teach in biology. This doesn't have a major impact. Why don't they teach something else? And also, there's alternative theories of evolution that can't be overstated. Nobody knows, but there's intelligent design. There's evolutionary creationism. There's a new one that I just found out, panspermia, which is that people, and it's a theory that has some backing to it, where human life form came from comets and things like that. I'm not making a judgment on anything, but my point is, why are they teaching something controversial that tramples on people's beliefs, their religious beliefs or personal beliefs, when they could teach something else, right? Why do they have to go here? And a lot of what they've been teaching has been disproven as well. I remember things I learned in biology class. I was looking at my old, I printed out my old report card and found out some of the old things that I was in that aren't applicable, that don't apply today. So it's important we're not trampling on people's beliefs. The nice thing is with personal finance, it doesn't trample on anybody's religion or belief. I think the basis of personal finance aligns with most theology and religions, where it's being a good steward of money, being in a position of security so you can help others. All these things are very good. I haven't found anybody that says don't teach personal finance because of my religious beliefs. Again, good stewardship, if you read most works of religious works, that's a core component of that, being a good steward of your money, good steward of resources, and so forth. So just the fact that they include that in, it makes another reason that biology should be an elective. So a big picture, from the usability standpoint, financial literacy wins. From an actual how it's applied in daily life, financial literacy wins. When it comes to earning money, because financial literacy includes things like career planning, how to get a job, how to earn money, financial literacy wins. Again, I'll concede to that. 12 to 13% that get jobs in the doctor space, the nurse space, the science space, and overall, it doesn't trample on anybody's beliefs. So that's my pitch for including financial literacy as a mandated subject for all 4 years, not just 1 year. It needs 4 years so that students have enough time to understand how to earn income and have a resume ready, know how to interview, know the basics of personal finance, and leave with a clear plan and practice the execution of that plan. I want these kids to live a happy, healthier life, and I know for 87% of people that are stuck in biology, where it's a complete waste of time for them, they're sitting there frustrated like I was in my biology class, and I just want the best for our students in the real world. So help us join together in this mission to have schools and those stakeholders that are involved with school lesson plans and curriculum to take a look at financial literacy as a replacement for a lot of these subjects that benefit a small fraction of people. Biology benefits 13%. Financial literacy benefits 100%. It's time to get financial literacy mandated across all 4 years of high school.